Schools have always been a great place for churches to engage with children and young people. And so I sat down and chatted to 3 churches to find out more about the work that they are doing in schools and how they got started.
So at West WRC, we're really fortunate to have a building which allows us to welcome children from local schools. We work closely with a local primary school in the town, and we've had pupils come here for a whole range of events. We've done lessons around Easter and Christmas. We've done things where it's not necessarily overtly Christian, but has helped use our building. There was a time when we had year 4 pupils come and spend some time looking at World War II and what it means to be an evacuee child. And not only was our building space used, but we could engage with them about how they would have played or experienced, or how faith would have played a part. The building we have, because of the modern building that we did and be able to move everything out of the way and have big open space, meant that when we started to run sessions, the school saw the possibility of what they could do and would ask for different things. It's something that which we enjoy doing, because we get to not only explore faith with the children, but we get to make use of the facilities we have here and to continue to deepen our relationship with the school.
I'm one of 3 clergy who support the school. We each go in regularly on a rota basis to lead collective worship. I go in with 2 church members, Anne Roby and Margaret Horrobin, who, like myself, are also school governors. Each term we have a value like honesty, trust, forgiveness, and these are broken down into weekly themes and into daily Bible references to help us plan worship. The school, as you can imagine, is welcoming and always inviting governors to come in and visit, to sit in on classes. And together, the clergy also come together for the ethos and distinctiveness meetings to help the school plan.
So most of our work within the school is associated with taking assemblies, starting off with Christmas and Easter. And we asked if we could come and do a Christingle service or Christingle assembly. That was how we kind of got into going to the school.
And once we were in the school, we always made sure that when we did assemblies, we let the children know where we were from, not just by saying what church we were from, but what the church looked like. So the church with the really big, long, slopey roofs, so that the church could identify with where we were.
The school didn't contact us out of the blue saying, can we come and have an RE lesson about Easter in your church? It began with the relationship that we built up over years, working with the schools, doing things like assemblies, which over time led to being invited to come and run some of the more Christian festival lessons around Christmas, Easter. And the way that we engaged with the school was to educate and to help the children to understand what Christianity was about, who Jesus was according to the Bible, but never in a way which would enforce belief or expect conversion. And I think what this allowed the school to see is that they could trust us to be accurate on the Christian teaching, but we wouldn't be forcing an opinion or view. And that built up a trust, it built up a mutual respect. And now we welcome children regularly throughout the year.
And of course, our churches also host class visits for Easter, Harvest, Pentecost and Christmas, as well as activities to welcome early years children and to see the older children prepare to move on.
I think the other thing that we want to share about the work that we've been doing as well is that we have always communicated when we've gone into the assemblies and when we've got into the schools with the church. So the church could pray for us. Also then the church were ready to welcome that if any children did, and they have,
Yes,
come to the church after we've been in an assembly, the congregation, those on the welcome team on the door, knew exactly that they were possibly from the school after we'd done the visit. And that is key to being able to, we were planting the seeds, but you know that the church is here and ready to welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a very small snapshot of 3 churches. Those interviews I edited heavily because they had so much more to say about the work that they were doing. But there are so many things that you can do to engage with your local schools. We heard there about church members who have become governors, those that have gone in and run assemblies and in classes, and those who have also invited schools to come into their church buildings. But there's also things like paired reading, there's also things like open the book, ways of going into classes and supporting schools outside of the classroom. I know churches that have done messy churches in schools after the school has finished, and obviously as well churches that have simply prayed for their local schools. So I hope this has given you a taster of what you might be able to do in your local school with your church. And if you need any more information, please do come and speak to myself, or indeed do speak to the churches featured in this video for different ways to engage with your local school.